Okay, students, today we are going to learn to understand grayscale, and we are going to begin with Unit D1 on page 86. Please open up D1 and your book to page 86. Click Image on the menu bar. Point to Mode, and then note that grayscale is checked. Click Window menu, then click Info to open the Info panel. Window, Info. Here is the Info panel. It should have opened up right here. And then you're going to open up this Window Panel Options, and you're going to set your panel options to RGB color. RGB color for the second color readout. Mouse coordinates, ruler inches, and make sure that none of these are checked, and click Show Tool Hints and go OK. Beautiful. Click the eyedropper tool, then position it over different areas, noting the readouts on the info panel. On the toolbar, it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tool down, little eyedropper tool, and if I click on the background, I get 59. If I click on his nose, I get 187. If I click on his hood, I get 51. Position the eyedropper tool at the very bottom of the gradient on the right, then move slowly to the top of the gradient. So I'm going to go to the bottom here, and I notice that I can go to 0, and then as I go up the gradient scale, the numbers are getting larger. Okay? And they go all the way to number 255. Sample the area in the man's shoulder to see the grayscale information for darker areas of the image. Then see if you can find pixels with the value of 0, the darkest pixels in the grayscale range. So I'm going to start here on his left shoulder, 25, and we want the darkest, ooh, look, darkest, 0. Okay? Sample areas in the white stripe in the hat and parts of the hood to find a mid-range areas of the image. Then see if you can find pixels with a value near 128, which is exact middle of the grayscale range. So I'm going to go to the white stripe, and I see 166, 200, 170, and if I go to this top stripe, I get 230, 230, and then they want me to try his hood, right? Parts of his hood. Now let's see, 22, 21, 0, 27. Let me find that one little sweet point at 128. Very hard to find. 95, 92, 140. Well, you get the you get how to do it, right? Getting warmer. 139. Oops, hotter. 107. Okay. Well, close enough. 130 is pretty close. I had 130 there. 130. Close enough to 128. Position the eyedropper tool over the man's cheek and the light area at the lower right to find the light areas of the image. So we're going to look at his cheek now. You can see 216 way up here, 206. And then over here, 200. Remember, the higher the number, the lighter the value. Okay? So as we go down on the cheek, notice that it gets darker. And as we go up here, it gets lighter. Let's try his forehead, 207. Please turn the page to 87. Move the info panel to the upper left corner of the canvas, then close the property panels if necessary. So on my MacBook, I'm going to hold the mouse down and drag it over to the left. And then they want us to close this properties panel. Let's see if we can close. Yes. And now we only have the info panel up. On the layers panel, make the chart visible. Then compare your canvas to figure D3. Okay, how do we make the chart visible on the layers panel? Yes, the eyeball. There we go. Awesome. Look at the image of the man and try to see it not as a picture, but as a range of tones from shadows to midtones to highlights. Using the chart as a guide, sample different areas of the image to identify shadows, midtones, and highlights. So let's try here. That is 220, which is a highlight, and now I want to find a middle range, which is 86 to 170. So and that's a 90, so that would work for middle tones. And then for your blacks or your S, let's try this dark right here, and that gives us a 6, which is right in this range. Step 5. On page 88, target the background layer on the Layers panel. Background layer. Click Image on the menu, point to Adjustments, click Posterize, and drag the level slider to 3 to keep the Posterize, keep the Posterize dialog box open. Image, we've done this before, Adjustments, Posterize, level 3. I'm going to just type it in. They want us to keep this open. Drag the Posterize dialog box out of the way if necessary. Then compare your image and gradient on the right to figure D4. Mine looks pretty good. Okay. Position the pointer over the image and note the readouts on the info panel. So if I select this gray here, it's 148. Black is 0. White is 219/255. In the Posterize dialog box, change the level values to 16 and then compare your results. So I'm going to go up here. I can slide it, but I'm not always very good at sliding it correctly. So I'm going to just type in 16. And yes, mine looks like the same on the bottom of page 89. And then they want you to change the levels value to 200. So you can still see that it is segmented out into different sections right here, so you can pick the different values easily. Let's see what happens when we turn it to 200. Oh, it looks just like the original image almost. Okay, click cancel, hide the chart layer on the layers panel, save your work. So we're going to hit cancel. We're going to close this, and we're going to save. File, save as, your last name, underscore, D1, and you're going to save it in the inbox. Okay? My computer at home, I'm going to save it on my desktop. Okay? And remember to save it as JPEG, the top JPEG, please. And then hit save. You're going to be saving in the inbox, Townsend, whichever class period you're in, Unit D. Thank you. Goodbye.